Yeah, long time no see, huh? Let's see if I remember this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your friendly neighborhood vinyl collector, music consumer, music connoisseur, fan, Eric Nigma here. And yeah, it's been a minute. It's been almost 3 months, maybe more, since my last video. But I can explain. I have not stopped. It's just a lot of things just happened that kind of kept me from my usual content and keeping things up. On one hand, I was actually planning to do a best of albums, favorite albums of 2020, because I actually did. I actually do have quite a number of records that I got last year. Probably most records I've gotten that came out in the year. And I definitely want to go through my collection and talk about which ones were my favorite releases of 2020. And, just kind of do like a end of the year list like most people do, except actually show the physical albums. And I might still do that. I don't know. It might be a little played out now that we're like a couple months into the year, the new year. But, the reason I didn't get to doing that was because I was still waiting on a couple records that definitely were some of my favorite records that came out in 2020. I was still waiting for them to be delivered. COVID made shipping very weird and off-kilter for a lot of, for USPS and UPS and whatever. So, that got delayed because that concept video got delayed because of that. And then on the other hand too, I had a wisdom tooth extraction, 2 wisdom tooth extractions on my left side of my mouth back in January. That was not fun. If you've ever had your teeth, your wisdom teeth taken out, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, that happened, and that definitely put me on ice, figuratively and literally. And so that's why I haven't been able to do the videos and stuff. And funny enough, like while I was healing, my mouth, the records I was waiting for to do that 2020 video came in, and just healing up and just wanting to get to the video was not a priority to me. It was more so me wanting to heal up, and time it just went on for a minute to where it was just like, I don't know, like I was an in-between space on doing videos basically. But, I started racking up more records that I had been waiting on, and new stuff was coming out. And so I have like a good pile here and not off camera of stuff that I definitely want to share with you, any of you that are still watching at this point. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know who's watching the vids. Comment. At this point, I'm going to take some from the vinyl guru and say, at this point, comment baloney in the comments if you're still watching. Baloney, yeah, like the faux meat. It's not real meat. I know what real meat is. I'm a meat eater. Yeah, I'm a hefty guy. I know what real meat is. I don't eat that baloney shit. So this video is going to be something a little different. I definitely have a few videos with the records I've gotten over since my last video that I could definitely make some content out of. So definitely not going to do a full video and just like check out all the new records I got. No, that would be long as hell, and I would not edit, let alone have you sit through 30 minutes or more of me just being like, so I got this record. So I'm breaking them up into different things because I think that's a better conversation to have. So My collection has been growing vastly, I guess is the word I want to use. And you know, when you have certain artists in your record collection, or even your CD collections or any collections you have, when you have a certain thing in there that is just like, you're almost getting to the point of like, I have it all, unless they come out with something or some variant of something I have that I don't have and I need, you know, you start to get to that point. And, you know, where you find yourself, you need like that one more thing or just another thing to make this, like, make your collection just, you know, for this specific thing. Like for me in vinyl, it's like there's a few artists where it's just like I'm a record or 2 or 3 away from just having the entire catalog, or at least all the records within the catalog I want to have. And that's what we're gonna do this video. This is what we're gonna do, because there's that, and then on the other hand too, there are some records by certain artists that I have been wanting to have in my catalog that I now have, and we're gonna get to that, you know, and right now actually. So yeah, where do we start? Where do we begin? So the first artist, record, and what do you want to say? Group of records within my vinyl collection that I've actually chronicled on my channel quite a bit is probably my favorite death metal band, which is Death, R.I.P. Chuck. But yeah, Death is, you know, if you've been keeping up with my videos, Death is one of my favorite death metal bands, if not my favorite death metal band. They're my gateway into death metal. And yeah, man, Relapse Records has just been, you know, they have majority of the catalog on vinyl, nice vinyl. I've shown them before, and I damn near have everything with the exception of the live records that have been coming out for a minute, except my favorite Death album, the album that got me into Death, and that is Symbolic. Now, that has changed because I now have Symbolic. Yeah, that is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you've been keeping up with my videos, if you've watched my videos, if not, go ahead and check them out after this, or you can pause this and open another tab or whatever, and then check out my other videos. But yeah, I've been getting, you know, albums by Death since I started really uploading more on this YouTube channel for a minute. And, you know, that's because I had not too long ago become a fan of Death and death metal in general. And it all started with this record. Yeah, this record just popped up on my my Apple Music recommendations, and I gave it a listen because I had heard about Death. I was like, this shit is awesome. This shit is killer. And that led me to going through the entire catalog, and that led me going in through to other bands' catalogs like Morbid Angels, or Entombed, or Autopsy, or Cannibal Corpse, or Suffocation, you know, and so on. And yeah, man, this is where my love for death metal pretty much started, and it's not stopping anytime soon. So yeah, I believe this is colored. I don't know. Let's take a quick look. It might just be black, because I didn't really care what kind of design was with this record. I just need this record. And this is from Revolver, the magazine, Revolver magazine. Lately, they've just been releasing some, you know, having some classics, some really good records for sale on their site. And this was one where I was just like, I'd be dumb not to get that, dude. Yeah, this is actually white. It's white vinyl. So here we go. White vinyl. White ivory vinyl. Damn it. I don't know if that's the actual name of the color, but yeah. So to go, you know, with the theme of this video, I'm gonna put this in with the rest of the Death catalog. That's right. kind of excited, man. Almost so completion damn near for me, you know. All the Def Studio albums. So, I'll put this right here for the time being till we get to the spot that it belongs in. Chronological Order. Scream Bloody Gore. As shown in one of my videos before. Leprosy. Spiritual Healing. And if you want to see what the records look like, which they look very dope, but like I said, I've already shown those off in previous videos, so you just have to go find them. I don't have that many final videos since I've started doing that. So it shouldn't be hard to find. Individual Thought Patterns. Human. And the last record in Def's catalog, The Sound of Perseverance. So, right after Human and right before we get to The Sound of Perseverance is where Symbolic should go. And there we go. The Def Studio album catalog is, as far as I know, is finished. I'd be damned if someone tells me that I'm missing something else. No. So the next record we have to go into the catalog is of the black metal side of things. This is one of my favorite black metal bands, and it's also, just as I said, Def was the gateway into death metal for me. This band was a gateway into black metal for me, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about it. I've definitely shown my collection within my black metal collection video, which I'm going to do a death metal one soon. I'm just waiting for some of the records to come. But yeah, I have a record to go for this collection of this band, and it's Mayhem. Mayhem is my gateway into black metal, and they're basically my favorite black metal band. At least one of my favorites. And yeah, I have all the studio albums. Well, I pretty much have everything involving Euronymous and Dead, because that's the era of Mayhem that I am a fan of, and I know many black metal fans, Mayhem fans, love. So yeah, I pretty much have just all the Euronymous and Dead era stuff, as far as I know. And yeah, I'll go through real quick before I show you the one that I now have to add to the collection. So the Death Crush EP, of course, it's pretty much where everything started. And then next is the Hen House recordings, which, let me reinstate if I didn't the last time I talked about it. Shit. Sounds like shit. But hey, I think it was like on a tape recorder or something in the 80s, so what can you expect? Some Norwegian kids just taping themselves trying to figure out the beginnings of black metal. Come on now. This is where we start getting to the live albums. This is Live in Jesheim. This is a good one. Yeah, this is The Mysterious Dam Satanas. Everyone knows what this is. This is the 2018. Let me see. It's 2018 or 2017 live album. They did when they performed it for like what was it, like the 20th anniversary, I think it was like the 20th anniversary, because the 25th anniversary box set recently came out that I got screwed over by with Hell's Headbangers. Yeah, but yeah. And last of the the Mayhem records is actually their most recent album, is Demon, which I really like. This was actually very good. missing a few records, but the one crucial that I definitely know I needed for my collection of Mayhem records is Live in Leipzig. Is it Leipzig or Leipzig? Not sure, but this is practically like the yeah, this is basically the live album. You know, this is the one, of course, with, you know, Dead on vocals, you know, just that infamous Before Funeral Fog. When it's cold and it's dark, when it's dark and it's cold, the fog will encompass you. You know it. You know, and if you don't, go check it out. This is the most beloved recording of Dead in the band. You know, there's actually several. There's actually like 1 or 2 more live albums that have been released on vinyl from when they were, you know, performing this lineup, which was, you know, Euronymous, Hellhammer, Necro Butcher, and Dead. The classic lineup, some would, you know, most would say. There's actually a few live albums on vinyl. And I have the Just Signed one, and now I have this. I believe there's like 1 or 2 more to go for the collection to have them all. But this is of course, this is the most beloved one of Dead's vocals heard. And of course, well, not of course, but I've been skeptical to get this because, what is it called? The Dawn or something? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. But it's the version, there was a version of, I believe, this live recording that circulated around for years that was, of course, of the infamous photo of Dead's body that Euronymous took. Which, no, I did not fucking want that. Once you've seen a dead body once, you don't need to keep seeing it again. You know, and so I've been very weird with having this add to the collection because, of course, it's very pivotal to Mayhem's catalog. It's crucial to the catalog if you're gonna own it. But you know, I did not want that version because there are some pressings of this record, of this show, with Dead's body on the cover, because that's black metal, call it black metal, you know. No, I don't want a fucking record with an actual living, a person, an actual dead body, especially of the person that I'm listening to on the fucking cover. Sorry, I don't care how black metal that is, but, yeah, no, not something I'm interested in. So when I saw this, I was hoping that it would just be that. And as far as I know, got this from Nuclear War, I think. I got this from Nuclear War. They're one of the ones that are respectful enough to not have that on the cover. In respect to Dead, because I don't think that's respectful to Dead to actually have him dead on the cover of one of his last recordings. And I've seen like picture disc and shit. This is straight black, but I've seen like picture disc and shit of this record with Dead's body on it. I mean, I know there's definitely some people who would want that, but I'm not one of them, and I'm at least sane enough to know that that's just kind of fucked up, you know. I even had to go through here just to make sure there's nothing of that in here, but no, this is a very respectful release of Dead. It even says, he even has tribute to him on the back, right there. And yeah, there's a lot of pictures of him alive. You know, like here, and then, you know, here and shit. Just dope. And where we at? Yeah, there and stuff. There. So yeah, man. I wanted this. I told you I was very hesitant to get it because it's definitely not out of print or anything. It's just a lot of the versions I've seen of it have unfortunately had Dead's corpse on it. Before any of you know, crazy ass Mayhem or blackmail fans or just, you know, try to justify like having that version that has his body on it. It's like, look, if you want to have it, that's your prerogative, fine, but don't try to justify as if that's what he would want. If that's what I've never knew if it was per or peer, but you know, that Dead, as if that's what Dead would want. That was never his wishes to have his body shown off, you know, like that. His suicide glorified like that. Like, he was a troubled soul, man. Like, he was a very troubled soul, and it's very unfortunate that, you know, he's not here to, you know, really see how appreciated, you know, and how pivotal he was in the game for blackmail, man. How much of a figure he is into blackmail culture and music. But yeah, here he is. It's in there now with the rest of my Mayhem records. I know there's a few more I need to get, but that's for another video now, ain't it? All right, we got a few more records to go through, and these I'm very excited to go through because these are the first few records that I officially own of one of my favorite bands that I've not had one record of in my collection, but you know, I've come across many records of theirs that I want to own, and I don't know why, just never grabbed them. But these, I was like, I had to get them because yeah, they are one of my favorite bands. A band that I actually got to catch live once on their last run of shows before they broke up. And yeah, the band I am talking about is Dillinger Escape Plan. Fuck yeah, Dillinger Escape Plan. Yeah, Dillinger is one of my favorite bands, man. The chaos of their music, the brutality, the harshness of it, the rawness of it, man. It's just like mathcore, metalcore, whatever you want to call it, man. I fucking love the Dillinger Escape Plan. They're just one of the bands that when I, you know, I jumped into, and I was just like, oh man, yeah, I like this, you know, especially because I got the influences of, which we'll get to in a little bit, because that's actually the next set of records I have. But you know, I totally got the influences immediately as I heard them when I got into them, and I was just like, this is a band for me. So this is Calculating Infinity. I don't think this is the first record. Can't remember. First few records are kind of jumbled up for me because I didn't listen to them in order, so I only know them in the order that I listened to them in. But yeah, this is Calculating Infinity. These are all have some really dope vinyl designs. Look at this. Like they're very close to what the record's color scheme is. And these are from Relapse Records. Relapse did the same thing for the first three Death records. Spiritual Healing, Leprosy, Scream Blade Door. I really like the Relapse Records' pressings. They're very dope. They're very, very nice to look at. Yeah. So yeah, that's Calculating Infinity. That's not the only one I have, of course, because this is about collections. This is about an assortment of such. And yes, next one is Miss Machine. Yes, Miss Machine. Again, don't know if this is the first, second, third record. I just know this was like the second one, the one I listened to after Calculating Infinity. Is it? Yeah, it is. It is. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, Miss Machine. Can't say this is one of my favorites, but it's a dope one. sure. Look at this. This looks great. Oh my gosh. I love the way this looks. Mm. That's dope. That's cool. That's cool. All right, and the last one would be, well, first let me get this one open. But the last one that I have bought is Ironworks. Yes. Ironworks I got straight off because I recognized but I listened to Ironworks because I recognized Black Bubblegum. I had seen the music. I think Black Bubblegum is the one that has the music video, I believe. But I've seen the music video for that, or whichever song it is off of here. I'm 99.2% sure it's Black Bubblegum. But I recognized the video to that because I had seen it years ago on like MTV2. And I heard that song and I was just like, oh shit, that's where I recognize Dillinger from. So, yeah. Ooh, I think this is the prettiest one, man. I think this is the prettiest one. Look at that, baby. Oh, man. Real House Records really comes through with the designs on the wax and shit, man. Yeah, Dillinger is now in the collection. And there's a band that I got into because they were basically, their sound was very Dillinger-esque. Let me see, I have them here. I definitely want, if you're a fan of Dillinger Escape Plan, I definitely want to recommend them to you, you know, if you haven't heard of them, because they're very, very, very new band. And they definitely deserve the love. That was a bad catch. But yeah, Callous Daoboys. This is their record, Die on Mars. This is like, I guess it's like their first album. They're working on apparently the follow-up to this. But yeah, if you are a fan of Dillinger Escape Plan, these are like the offspring of Dillinger Escape Plan. This band is fucking dope. They're from Georgia, I believe, and yeah, man, like, the chaos, the insanity, the sporadicness of this. They have a violin player. I think they just added a keyboard player to the band. So yeah, they're doing things. They're doing things, man, that like you really need to be paying attention to, because yeah, they're definitely the spiritual successors to Dillinger Escape Plan, and they're just a fucking dope band, even if you've never heard of Dillinger. So yeah, definitely want to showcase them while I talk about Dillinger, because that was, you know, as I got into Dillinger, because they reminded me of a band that I love. I could hear the influence of that band on them. That's how I got into Callous Daoboys, because I could hear the influence of Dillinger in them. They've even released shirts of their band name in the style of the Dillinger Escape Plan logo, which, by the way, I have here. Yeah, no joke when it comes to Dillinger, man. That's my band. And yeah, I got to see them on their final run of shows at what was it? The Rock on the Range back in 2017. Yeah. So, you know, I need One of Us is the Killer and Dissociation. I believe that's the name of the last record, Dissociation. And I'm pretty sure there's something else in there I'm missing that I need. But the number one Dillinger record that I really, really want is Irony is a Dead Scene. The record with Mike Patton. Which, speaking of, because, yeah, this is another band that's one of my favorites that we're about to get into a bit. Speaking of Mike Patton, Dillinger Escape Plan, Irony is a Dead Scene. Definitely need that. Definitely need that. But yeah, Mike Patton is one of my favorite lead singers of all time. Faith No More is another one in this collection of records that I have that I'm definitely looking to add a few to. Excuse me. But Mike Patton is one of those artists where it's just like wherever he goes, I go. I just love his style. I just love what he brings to music. And yeah, man, Mr. Bungle. Straight up, like no lead-in, just Mr. Bungle. Love Mr. Bungle. And Mr. Bungle was the band I was referring to that when I first listened to Dillinger, I was just like, oh, I hear some Mr. Bungle in this band, for sure. And yeah. Mr. Bungle. Yes. So, the sleeve is ripping on the side here. This is the sleeve that it came in. But I have my own sleeves just in case it does, so it's all good. But yeah, this is the self-titled studio album by Mr. Bungle. I've heard all the Mr. Bungle releases except for the Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo, the original one, not the recent one that just came out, which we'll get to. But yeah, I'm definitely more a fan of the studio stuff of Mr. Bungle. But I do like, I can't say I don't like, I definitely like the EPs and the previous stuff they released, which was like, I mean, this essentially too is that stuff of just like circus music and insanity. Circus, yeah, like it's like going to a carnival and it just completely going nightmarish on you at any second. And that's what I love about Mr. Bungle, man. On top of it being, you know, fronted by Mike Patton and hearing Mike Patton's voice, just being able to go off, you know, on these wild ass songs. You know, you can even call them songs, just these wild ass tracks. But yeah, man, I'm a big Mr. Bungle fan. And when I saw these, dude, man, I had to get this shit. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are just black vinyl. But, see what the sleeve looks like. Clowns, because yeah, why not, man? Fucking clowns. Clowns are the best way to summarize this record. This record is straight buffoonery, in the best way. Like, that's not like a diss to Mr. Bungle at all. They're one of the greatest bands, in my opinion, ever. Wow, this sucks. It's getting stuck to the record. I got these from Revolver magazine. Like I said, man, they are just on the road with the record releases on their site. But yeah, they had all of them, and they sold out of Disco Volante. So didn't get Disco Volante. It was imported anyway. But I do have the most crucial one for me personally, and that is California. This is probably the more accessible one of their catalog. Their most accessible record. Well, that's debatable. We'll get back to that. But this is the one I definitely need. This is my favorite Mr. Bungle album, easily. And it is because at the time it's the most famous of the three. But you know, I just like it because it was weird and different, you know? Pretty sure this is just regular black. Let me see. Yeah, this is just a regular black. No need to take this out. It's not gonna really just show inside, but yeah. If you have not heard California by Mr. Bungle, definitely fix that. That's all I can really say. And while you could argue that California is Mr. Bungle's most accessible album, sounding wise, you could also say that about this one. Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny. Yes. Demo? Does it say demo on it? Yeah. The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo. Now, this is sort of a remake or re-recorded version of the original Mr. Bungle demo that pretty much the first thing they ever made together. And this is the reason this is a little more accessible sounding is because it's pretty much straightforward thrash. Like, this is pretty much a straightforward thrash album. Not too much of the complexities and just sporadic nature that is typically expected, sometimes unexpected, with a Mr. Bungle release. But it's still a dope record. I really fucking like this album a lot, man. I mean, Erasist is my favorite song up on here. And yeah, man, it's just a fun record, dope ass record. I mean, it's the core three of Mr. Bungle, which is Mike, Trey Sperance, Trevor Dunn, accompanied by two thrash legends in their own right, which is Dave Lombardo on drums, fucking Slayer, and on rhythm guitar, Scott Ian, Anthrax. And so they round out the sound of this record. And yeah, it is a very fun listen. It is Mr. Bungle just going back to their original thrash heavy metal roots, and I love it. It's a fucking great record. And it's super dope. And yeah, so I'm missing Disco Vedante, and hopefully we will get that soon, so I can put that in here with the rest. And that's it. That's all the records I have. New little collections to add to the vinyl collection, and I will definitely do this again when I have more to add. There's definitely a few other artists in my collection that I'm definitely like a record or so away from completing the catalog that I want, at least that I want to own of their catalog. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm back. Haven't gone anywhere. I was just healing up. I was just recuperating. I was just waiting for some records to come to even film videos. So, you know, got that stuff. Got some stuff on the way. Some content. Some more videos come. Yeah, I'm not slacking up. I'm just getting things together. So yeah, do the typical things that the YouTubers tell you to do, which is of course like, comment, subscribe, share around to your vinyl friends, your metalheads, or whatever. You know, let them know where you can find some nice, decent quality vinyl vids from a guy like me. And yeah, I'm Eric Nigma, because you aren't, and that's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. It really is. It really is. So, and yeah. Peace, y'all.